Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. This is the day after my camping experience, and I say it's been a while. When my kids were smaller, I took them camping. I can't say a lot, but we went. We didn't have a camper or nothing. We always roughed it. So the kids were taught to make fires, how to make a fire, and how to survive the night, sleeping bags and all that kind of stuff. It's not that hard to survive. And so the camping experience was quite unique because it's been so long. Let me see, 20, let's say 30. I was 30 some years old, so maybe 30 years ago. Now I've got the equipment for camping because, like I say, it's for bug out. Everybody should have the stuff. And when you get the stuff, you need to go out and try the stuff out so you understand what it's for. Now, like I say, it was high about 775 maybe, and low was 50. And it was so it wasn't harsh conditions at all. It was really good. But like I say, one thing was I had a cot. I didn't have an air mattress, and like I say, I've been my body has gone through a lot of brutality. So I do soft. I have to have a very soft. You can't get them too soft for me in a bed. And that's the kind of for me to get a good night's rest. I did not get a good night's rest. Like I say, I was maybe an hour and a half. I'd sleep. I never got cold, but I never had a good night's rest. And yesterday was Sunday, and we got the place cleaned up, and we did everything. We come back and cleaned up all of our stuff and all that, and that's about all I did yesterday. It was, and then I went to a birthday party last night, and I even had my friend notice I wasn't walking around. I didn't do nothing. I was tired. I was exhausted. I couldn't think real good. The later the day went on and all this kind of stuff. So my conclusion was you definitely need your rest. And I've talked about rest is a big thing because your body heals when you sleep at night. So that's why a good night's sleep is important. Now, so I didn't really notice any muscle ache, body ache, and all that kind of stuff yesterday. And even today, I'm feeling good and stuff. So I came to the conclusion not only your body does the physical healing, the mental, some way or another, your mental is needs the rest. And we talked a little bit of business yesterday, but like I say, we tried not to get too serious, just shooting out ideas. So the mental part, and that makes me think, man, if you are on the road in a shit hits the fan situation, you need to be well rested. Otherwise, you're going to make bad decisions. Now, that explains when I travel. I told you I travel whenever I get up in the morning, and then at night, about maybe 2 hours before sunset, I'll be looking for a hotel, and then try to get something to eat. And so I really don't put on a lot of miles in a way, or put in a lot of hours, and that's so then I can make whatever driving I do is more efficient. I make less mistakes. Now I'm going to get lost. I mean, that's part of it. But I mean, car problems and accidents and sickness and stuff like that. I have to stay. My mind has to be fresh, and so the sleep and rest is very important. So I would suggest, like I say, I've got everything, and like I say, I had my sleeping bag was kind of a chintzy sleeping bag, but that's okay. It's for not so cold weather, but that's why I had the wool blankets, and wool blankets worked very, very well, keeping me separated from the moisture, but there was a lot of body moisture and dew and this type of stuff. So the wool did really good at that. I've got a wool poncho. I woke up using that wool poncho. That was very, very good. Now, I never did get cold the whole time, but I say you do need your rest. So make sure you've got the stuff for that, and take a little camping trip so you know how everything works. It's just a little fun thing. Okay. And another thing I noticed, like I say, there was 12, 15 of us. I don't know what it was, but all of them were pretty well-to-do folk. And I also found out, now see what, I took it upon myself. Like I say, it's just a bunch of folk out having fun. That's all it was. I took it upon myself because it was unorganized, just a bunch of folk having fun. I took it to myself to make sure people stayed physically safe. Now that meant I would take my four-wheeler and I would run the perimeter of the area that we were on. We were the acreage, and I ran around it so I could get myself familiar with the area. I took all the paths, running around the paths, and did that in the daytime. In the evening, when it started getting dark, I walked a lot of it so I could be familiar if anybody's coming in, this is what they're going to be doing, and this type of stuff. And looking at the neighbors and stuff like that. There wasn't no neighbors. But one thing that happened is there's some people shooting, and they were quite some ways away. And so what I did is I took my AK out and I did a little bit of shooting with my AK. I mean, talking maybe 6 or 8 rounds, nothing a lot, just 6 or 8 rounds. And that was to notify those people. See, we're out in the middle of nowhere. So they're shooting, and now I didn't hear any of their bullets coming over our head or anything like that. But anyway, so I just shot into the bank, and that notified the people that we were over there. So that now they know, there's people over here this direction, so they won't shoot this direction. I didn't realize it until, like I say, we come back and we started talking, and they said, when I shot, it scared the folk, the kids. Now they're teenagers, and they were going out walking around enjoying the wilderness and stuff like that. And when I started shooting, everybody got scared. They came back to camp. The parents took care of them and stuff like that. Before we went out, we talked a little bit, and we said we're going to offer some shooting for the kids. And they said, well, they're not going to shoot any, big guns, 9mm, and we didn't even talk about the AKs. So there wouldn't be, and they said, well, and I said, well, okay, we'll bring some 22s out, and they said, well, okay. but they weren't too excited. And I didn't push it. And we did bring a 22 out for them to shoot, but they didn't shoot. But what it did bring to my attention, how easily these people are scared. And let's see, out of that, there was probably 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. Well, there's probably more than 15. But anyway, there was 4 of us that would carry, had open carry handguns. And 2 of us carried rifles, AKs. And this is what I tell people again, you know, you're all tough with your ARs and stuff. Go out camping and drag your AR around with you. And they don't do that. And that's because, like I say, ARs aren't tough enough to be going through the wilderness stuff. They're for the range and having fun. But like I say, I carried it on my 4-wheeler, the one guy, and, you know, carried over my shoulder. And the one other guy, he just carried his. He got one of those mule things. And it's strapped on there all the time. I mean, that fucker got all kinds of nasty in it. And every once in a while, he'll shoot it just to blow all the dirt and stuff out of it. And this is what I talk about when I talk about your firearms. You need stuff that's going to work even when to abuse a firearm, you get it dirty. You put your firearm in elements that make your firearm uncomfortable. And these are things you need to consider also. I carried, let's see, a Bowie knife and let's see, my usual little knives. And I had to watch out because at night when we were sitting around the fire and everybody went to bed, most folk went to bed, everybody that stayed up, they stayed up to ask me why and how, you know, because I mean, I try not to act to scare everybody, make everybody paranoid, but like I say, I carry a gun. I don't jump when noises come up and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not like that. But like I say, I have weapons close to me. I mean, they spotted a bear within 2 miles of where we were at this year sometime. So I mean, it's not like we got a bunch of them and stuff. And the coyotes and stuff, they're not going to bother us and stuff like that. But like I say, I've got involved with wildlife before. I don't hunt, but I've had wildlife pursue me, and luckily I was armed, and so I know things happen. So, but you might consider, you should already have your camping gear for sleeping. That is the first thing you should have, and you should know about it, know how to use it, and be familiar with it. And all it takes is one time going out and getting familiar with it. But I say you need to be, and I'm always considerate towards others. Like I say, when I did the shooting, I just shot into the bank. You know, I mean, it's no big deal. But I say you have to remember, a lot of people are scared of guns. So this is something you need to be aware of. And I'll tell you one thing you really got to be aware of is the people that have a gun, they think they're hot shit. But like I say, to the ones of us that was carrying, these are tools we use. Like I say, man, no, all the cattle are on the other side of the place, and we got cattle scattered all over the place. So, and things happen. So, like I say, so weapons, knives, guns, this type of stuff is a way of life to us. And so I'm sure we do things that other people think are dangerous. And but you need to get yourself familiar with weapons of all kinds.